Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. I'm going to talk today about Thomas CASHMAN, you know, that shithouse that shot that little girl in Liverpool. Well, he's been sentenced to 42 years in prison, and there's speculation about what will happen to him when he gets behind bars. Well, he's already behind bars, isn't he? I'll tell you what's going to happen to him. He's going to be put on Rule 43 along with the segregated people. He's possibly initially going to be held in real segregation because he may be considered to be a threat to himself or other people, and from there I believe he will be relocated into Rule 43s. That's now he's not going to like that, is he? Because he thinks he's a real gangster, this guy, you know. Well, gangster, I believe that there's been a price put on his head. I believe somebody's put over £100,000 on his head. They want him shut up. They want him silenced because he knows who the people are that paid him to do all this. And if he starts making deals with the authorities, which is possible, and don't forget, I have seen this, serious villains go behind bars. They get a visit from the Serious Crime Squad. Next thing you know, they've gone. Or another alternative is they are found at 4 o'clock in the morning to have died in their single cell of a heart attack. Usually around the age of 35, 45, something like that, you know. And of course they're cremated, then their remains are cremated within 7 days. Yeah, don't believe me? It happened to Myra Hindley, didn't it? She died in prison. There was no autopsy. No autopsy. Just straight away. Yeah, I wonder why that was. Think about that, folks. Yeah, I'll tell you what I know about it. I'll tell you what I think about it. Yeah. I don't think it happened. I think something else happened. Use your imagination. Yeah. Terry Sinclair, big criminal gangster drug dealer, owned a yacht, multi-millionaire from New Zealand. He offered £1 million when he was at Strange Ways to get him out. Anybody gets me out, I get £1 million, yeah. Next thing you know, he's been transferred. And sure enough, about 4 o'clock in the morning, he was found in his cell and diagnosed as dying from a heart attack. Within 7 days, he'd been cremated. Terry Sinclair. Believe me, look it up. The handless corpse case. Yeah? Handless, so yeah, not... that's the one. Seriously, yeah. Look it up. They found the body in Eccleston, Delft, at just outside Chorley. And he died in prison, so they said. He was found at 4 o'clock in the morning. Who found him at 4 o'clock in the morning? The number one governor, senior medical officer, and the number one chief officer. At 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I have been around the prison system quite a while. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, you can't even get a bloody doctor. Never mind the senior medical officer. And as for ringing the governor up at 4 in the morning, if it was Norman Brown, the only way you get him is go to the local pub. Probably be still in there, collapsed on his stool. Chief officer alongside him. Probably be his round as well. He was a tight bastard. Anyway, that's what's happening. So Thomas CASHMAN, he's heading for the segregation unit. That's where he'll be. Out of the segregation unit into Rule 43. Probably switch to high security, probably somewhere like HMP Woodhall. You know, I believe they've got a segregation unit there for Rule 43s. Yeah, and as for Charlie Bronson, I don't know. It's disgraceful, that. I mean, they let Mary Bell out, yeah. Why didn't they let Charles Bronson out? He hasn't murdered anybody. It's a disgrace, that. Anyway, listen, I believe somebody else that's going to go in pretty soon is going to need a bit of protection. Big Danny. Yeah, Big Bad Danny. Donald Trump. Yeah. We don't know what the charges are yet, but it's only the beginning. They won't stop now. I mean, my opinion of Donald Trump, it's for what it's worth, and it is nobody else's opinion. This is just my opinion. I think he's an arrogant, big, fat shithouse. I wouldn't trust him to walk my dog round the pond. So that's my sixpenneth worth on Donald Trump. Only in America could you get a buffoon like that put in charge. He knows nothing. Did you hear him talking about injecting yourself with bleach? Get some of that bleach inside. It kills all the germs. Yeah, put it in your lungs. That'll do the job. Yeah, that'll do the job, Donny. Yeah, we'll watch you. You first. Yeah, get a bottle of Domestos. Try that. Glug glug glug, you daft bastard. Only in America. So yeah, that's what's happened yesterday. I think it was. Anyway, yesterday it was Thomas Cashman in there. That's what he'll be. And he'll be worried that somebody's going to come and knife him, slice him up. They won't piss about with boiling water and sugar. That's just a little bit of revenge. But I mean, killing a beautiful little girl like that, somebody's going to want to have his name on the belt. I believe so anyway. Yeah. And thanks to Catherine for your kind comments about my next book, which Catherine's been proofreading for me. And that'll soon be with Sean Atwood, the publishers, Gadfly Publishing, or Gadfly Press, yeah. That will be HMP Manchester Prison Officer. That's Volume 2, and this, folks, is Volume 1. Yep, that's me, by the way, when I was a young man. Taken in 1976, when I was a lad. When I was a windy boy and a bit. Anyway, and that, by the way, is a little slice of a poem by Dylan Thomas. This is another poem by Dylan Thomas that I'm going to read you now, yeah? And I sincerely hope you like poetry. I've not rung the song dinger for a day or two, have I? Yeah, we'll get complaints from Larry the Goatherd. Ding dong! If you're hanging around after you've heard the song dinger, then you deserve all you're going to get. And I'll tell you what you're going to get now. You're going to get a poem. Me, John G. Sutton, reading you a poem. This is a poem written by Dylan Thomas. I've been to where Dylan Thomas lived at Larne in Wales, and he wrote his poetry in a shed there. His property he lived in was called the Boathouse. Apparently he was a raging drunk, you know. He died in New York at the age of 40. I believe that the reason he died was he was an undiagnosed diabetic, went into a bar, had 20 large whiskies, went back to his room at the Chelsea Hotel, actually, and he died in there. His room where he died is still, or it was, still intact. And this is a poem he wrote about getting old. Now you don't give in. I mean, and I'm, as you can probably see, just a little bit old. But I'm going to read you this now. It's "Do not go gentle into that good night." It's about, you know, putting it up till they nail that last one in. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rage at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their winds had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the song in flight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Good men near death, who are with blinding sight, blind eyes would blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your warm tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Well, there you go. I gave that some welly dinner. Hope you enjoyed that. Read my book. Leave some things, and sign bloody Charlie Bronson's petition. It's going to end at the end of this week as we're heading towards Easter. I sincerely hope you're all well, and we'll speak soon. John G. Sutton, Tales from the Jails.